Okay, guys, this is part one of Who the Heck Did I Just Marry? There's this TikToker named Risa, and y'all have been blowing me up about this person. And I looked it up, and this woman has like 50 10-minute videos about how Risa ended up marrying this pathological liar. Now, just about every single video has 500,000. So y'all know what to do. Get your tea and get your snacks, because this is about to be good. Now, guys, all of her videos take like 9 or 10 hours to watch. I'ma bust it down in two. If you want to watch it yourself, you can go here. The rest of y'all, you're with me. Let's go. Okay, guys, so Risa makes this introduction video. She says she's gonna break down the whole thing, the whole truth, even the stuff that don't even make her look good. The whole thing. And it starts off like this. Risa meets this guy on Facebook on March 4th. We're gonna call him Ted. She later notices that she also matched with Ted on Hinge. Eventually, they have their first phone call. Ted says he just moved to Georgia. He's a regional manager for some company. He just went through a divorce. He caught his wife cheating on him. Right now, his job pays for his apartment, and they're helping him find a house. Just basic stuff. His job is very demanding. He doesn't know many people out here. He's just working through it. Risa says she works state patrol. Basically, guys, they're getting to know each other. Now, they talk for a few more days, and they set up their first date at the Cheesecake Factory, which is funny because supposedly Cheesecake Factory is like one of the first worst dates that you could choose. But Risa was down. Now, on the way there, she says she heard a boom. Whatever that means, it made her swerve a little bit. But she was able to figure it out and she was okay unscathed. But ended up getting a flat tire. She calls Ted and say, "Look, yo, my tire's flat. I don't know what to do." He was like, "Just stay right there. I'll pull up. I got you." Now, when he pulled up, she said this fine 6'5" man got out the car. And she was like, "Oh my God, you look just like your pictures." This man got out his car and replaced her tire for her. When he was done, he was like, "Risa, you can't drive on that replacement tire. So let's go over to this shop down the street." They go to the tire shop, and this man paid for the entire service. Risa was like, "Wow." And then they drove their car to Cheesecake Factory, got out the car, and he held her hand into the building. Risa was like, "I'm having butterflies." Like, wow. But their table wasn't ready yet, so they go back outside and just start talking. And he lays it all on the table. He's saying he ready to be married. He ready to have kids, a house, picket fence, all that. Risa says she wanted the same thing. The table's finally ready, they go inside. And their first date was a vibe. After the date, they don't go home. They both get in his car. And they get to talking again. He was like, "I gotta show you a song." This man started playing John Legend, "A Good Night." And made sure she heard the part when he said, "I think I just met my wife." So this right here making Risa melt. They continue to get to know each other. In San Diego, Ted used to play arena football. He was in the championships. He worked a lot of IT. They talked about each other's exes. I don't know how that happened. She tells him how she dated someone from work, which Risa says that gets brought back up later. Da-da-da-da-da, she go home. I thought he was going to hit for show, but that didn't happen. Now after this, Risa and Ted continue to go on dates. Now remember, this is 2020 March. So 2 weeks later, Georgia had to shut down because of COVID. Risa and Ted didn't want to be apart. So Risa's like, "Are we quarantining at your house or my house?" Ted's like, "Either one is cool, but just remember, I'm in like a studio apartment. My job is still trying to find me a house." Ted even shows Risa an email that his job is still trying to find him a house. Risa was like, "Well, I got a 3-bedroom house, so you just come over here." Risa did feel like it was a bad decision, because she goes to church and basically now she's shacking up without getting married. And she kind of skipped here, because she said they were quarantining. But after that sentence, she said he moved in. Why would it's been like 3-4 weeks. You don't even know this man. Like, guys, why do y'all do this? I get it, you're in love, but what the hell? Now Risa was like, "Hey y'all, I get it. But this man moved in and he's paying all the bills. He's paying all of the rent and the utilities. I just gotta handle the little stuff." And she was loving the feeling of not having to pay a bill. On top of that, they were both clean. They were both cook. So living together was a vibe. But damn it, guys, where's my glasses? Don't do that. Wait like at least a year. If I was wrong, then we wouldn't have this tragic story right here. Dead ass, stop it. I know you love him, but get your own crib, let him get his own crib, and visit. Now, a couple days later, a week, I don't know, they decide to have a serious talk. Because Ted's getting his house within a month. Is it going to be just for him, or is it going to be both of them? He shows Risa paperwork that he got approved for $750,000 on a mortgage. Risa was like, yeah, I don't know if I can afford a mortgage like that. So if you can, sure. Ted says, no, chill. Arena football paid him well. He invested the money in a lot of places, offshore accounts. He got multiple bank accounts, all that. So they agree to get this house together because they're both serious about this relationship. Ted contacts his realtor friend and they find him a house in Douglasville. When Risa tells this story, she says, I owe this realtor an apology for something she did. I don't know yet, guys, but we gonna get there. April comes around and they do like a FaceTime viewing of the house. I guess that's something they did in COVID. I'm not doing that shit. I gotta see the house. They end up liking the house and Ted tells Risa that he put in an offer. Now at this point, Risa says they're girlfriend and boyfriend. I don't know how we got there, but we're here. And it's been a month-ish. They're official. The realtor calls Risa and says, hey, we need proof of funds for the house you're getting. Risa says, I don't know much about that. You gotta call my man. He says, okay. Risa assumes they talk, but still later lets her man know that like he's looking for the paperwork. Ted says, don't worry, I sent the paperwork. We were approved. We just need a house inspection and we can do a virtual closing. And Ted says, I already put down $5,000 on the house. We should be in there by June. Now guys, this is where it gets interesting. 4 days later, the realtor calls Risa again. The realtor says, hey Risa, are y'all still getting the house? I haven't heard from you. Risa was like, what do you mean? I thought we were set up. Realtor's like, I don't got nothing on my end. Risa's like, my man put down $5,000. Realtor's like, okay, I'll give him a call. Now at this point, guys, Risa said this was her first red flag. And this is our first red flag of who the hell did we just marry? Risa calls Ted and tells him what the realtor said. Now, I don't know if this is the narcissistic pathological stuff right here, but Ted gets mad. He's like, that realtor shouldn't be calling you. He should only be talking to me. She's like, well, did you put the offer in? Ted says, no, I put the offer in with a friend who's also a realtor so I can give him the business. Which, that's what she said verbatim. I don't even know what that means. Risa's like, well, is the house under contract or not? He's like, yes. Later, Risa checks the house online because she wanted to like figure out how she was going to decorate it. And the house said it was under contract. Ted was like, oh, you didn't believe me, huh? Which low-key she didn't. But this gave her some faith. Ted's like, I want to start ordering furniture. I want to make sure it's all in stock so when we get the crib, it's all ready. The sellers of the house said they're taking the appliances. So they had to get that too. So they go to Home Depot and get everything that they need. They get all of the appliances and furniture on hold, and Risa watches him put down the down payment. Then May comes around. They still haven't done the inspection. Risa was like, Ted, what's the holdup? And it seems to be like there's always some kind of like excuse. And there was. Ted said that the inspection guy got COVID, so it's gonna take a little longer. Now at this point, Risa's like, something is wrong here and things are not adding up. So she makes an audio diary and records all of her thoughts, everything dated. Something just told her she needed to do this. She's thinking he's lying, but she's like, how could he be lying if I'm literally watching him pay for everything? I haven't caught him in a lie before. She said, maybe I'm just not used to a good man. So time goes on. It's the middle of May, and guys, oh my God. Risa finds out that she is pregnant. Yeah, I know, guys, pregnant. And they met 2 months ago. Wait. You let him hit Raw? Risa, you let him hit Raw? Raw? Guys, stop letting these men hit you raw in the first, 2 months. Raw! She tell Ted, this man happy as hell. He like, yes. How are you doing that? And it's been 2 months. That's insane. Risa was panicking. Not only that, she's like in her 40s. So she's like, bro, this is like a pregnancy risk. She goes to the hospital. They don't let Ted in because it's COVID. Doctor was like, yep, Risa, you're pregnant. And it's going to be due around January 26th. Risa was like, oh my God, we really got to get this house now. She goes to Ted and say, when is the inspection going to happen? He said, I'm going to call. He came back and said it's going to happen in 2 days. The inspection came back and they said the roof was replaced. There's only minor issues. We should be set to close in May. Ted says they're preparing to do a virtual closing. Risa still had this nagging feeling that something was wrong. She felt like for some reason they're not getting this house. She didn't even start packing because she didn't believe it. So she continued the audio diaries. She's like, am I going crazy? She's like, what if we don't get this house and he's lying? But why would he lie? Am I jaded? But I watched him pay for everything. Now, they were supposed to close before Memorial's Day. And just as Risa expected, another excuse. They still ended up not closing on the house. June rolls by. Something in Risa's spirit told her to go look at the house on Realtor.com. She checks it out, and the house was now off the market. Risa like, what the hell? Ted just said we're about to close. And he's the one that's been in contract the whole time. Also, it now turns out that the original realtor that was talking to Risa is not involved with any of this. Risa's like, this doesn't make any sense. So she starts doing some digging. She saw a realtor's name and their contact info on the house that was sold. She calls the realtor and says, yo, me and my man really wanted this house. It says it's off the market. Is it no longer available? And the realtor's like, yeah, the sellers closed on the house yesterday. Risa was like, to who? The realtor's like, to an older white couple. And the call ends there. Risa was like, what the fuck? Risa was like, okay, I see what's going on. She makes another audio recording and says, okay, there is no house. And Ted now has to figure out a way to get out of this lie. That means for sure this whole time he was never under contract. So when I ask him about it, he's going to say it's like a bad deal or something. After understanding all of this, Risa made the decision. I'm going to still have his kid. I mean, he's paying all the bills. And I'm going to let him get out of this lie. Which, by the way, guys, when I heard this, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why? Ted comes home that day. He doesn't say much. The next day, Risa asks about the house. Ted says he's talking to his realtor and something is wrong with the interest rates. Risa said she felt relieved because she knew he would do that. So she says, okay, let's just not move there. But we need to be moved out by the end of the year. I'm not trying to be 9 months pregnant moving. Ted says, okay, I'm going to go get my $5,000 back. Risa was like, yeah, go get your $5,000 back so we can find us a house. Mid-June rolls by, guys. Risa starts cramping and bleeding at work. Earlier that day, she got an ultrasound and everything was fine. But when this happened, she started crying because she was like, I'm pretty sure I know what happened. The doctors call about her ultrasound, and they weren't able to see a heartbeat. Okay, guys, I'm leaving y'all on that cliffhanger. I just turned an hour into 12 minutes. If you want me to keep going, ask for episode 2 in the comments. And we didn't even get to the married part. This is insane. As I always say, guys, what do you think about this? Guys, we are becoming a problem. 1.5 mil? And Facebook kept banning us, so we made a YouTube. We kept putting in the work, and now we're getting a play button, y'all. We about to get a play button. Now, as I told you guys, I'm really a music artist. I love making music, but I make all these videos because you like them. So can you please follow the page for me? Now, outside of all this, remember, Dead Gang, it was just you, and you had a plan. You have come too far to end it right here. Did you forget all that work you just put in? I know you're discouraged, but you are close. We get one life. And on Dead and them, we ain't going out like no weak motherfucker. If they want us out the game, they gonna have to take it from us. So when this video goes off, don't forget to pop your shit, star.
I would've done anything, all you had to do was ask. And now that the damage is done, I can't imagine never taking you back. Is it that hard to keep it a stack? Cause all of your promises looking like cap. Cause when I was calling your phone, I already knew where you at. I tried to give you a chance while you doing me dirty. I thought you'd be the last one to hurt me, till you put a knife in my back. You cannot say I didn't love you to death. Baby, I knew you was bad for my health, but I thought I was covered by reinsurance. That you would give me, it kills me to know that I would give a kidney if you got sick. Just to find out what you really had wanted. On all this time you were hitting a lick. Don't try to tell me I'm misunderstanding. You know I do not like to be gaslit. This ain't the first time you ever did fraud. It's just the first time that you got caught. Man,